1, 2, 3, 4. All right, hey guys, I'm going to show you how to do that warm-up exercise, and for you guys, I have written it out in all 12 keys for you. I think it's better to learn it in one key and then try and transpose it yourself, right? But let me just show you what I have done at my website, jazzpianolessons.online. That's what it is, jazzpianolessons.online. All right, I've put it like this, the notation, and I've put it in all 12 keys, right? As you can see, there's C, F, and B flat. All right, let's have a look at it. So basically what's going on is we're going up by thirds and then coming down by thirds, and I've picked a few different ways of going up and a few different ways of coming down. We're doing a 1, 6, 2, 5, where the 6 we're doing not as a minor chord, but as like a secondary dominant. So like the 5 going into the 2, like, well, you know, so like it's the 5 going to the 1 being D minor, and then that D minor is then the 2, right? So it's kind of like what we call a secondary dominant, right? So first of all, we're just going straight up the C major 7 chord, right? So we're going straight up the C major 7, and I'm trying to make sure that when we go to those dominant chords, we do something kind of interesting, and I'm really kind of looking to see, is there some kind of interesting ways that we can use some chromaticism so that so it just kind of runs smoothly and kind of, you know, kind of sounds cool, right? And it's a great way to practice, and if you do this exercise, you'll see some of this coming out in your playing in no time. All right. So first we've got going up by the C major 7 chord, and then we're going to the A7, and in this case we're going to do A7 flat 9, so that we can get that B flat. All right, if we stayed on the 9, it would, I mean, that'd be fine too. All right, if we came down to the 1 of the A, that would have sounded okay as well, right? But I kind of really like the. Right, now that A7 flat 9 sounds like a diminished chord because it is a diminished chord. So the upper notes of the A7, or the upper notes of a 7 flat 5 are the diminished chords, right? So we can bring that down like so. Okay, so that's what's happening. Okay, for the next chord. Then we go into a D minor, just straight triad. Not triad, straight in root position, just straight up, right? D, F, A, C. All right, and then coming down a semitone to that 3rd of the B, all right, of the G, right? And we're going to use flat 9 again, and this time sharp 5. All right, so it's really kind of like, it's an, you know, it's an altered chord. Sometimes people will think of it like that. So that's the chord there, right? And that flows nicely into the C, right? Into, like, so for the C chord, the first triad being, the first of this beat being the E. So basically what's happening is every time we do a C chord, we're kind of moving up, right? That's what's happening with our C chord as we go. All right, so hopefully that will make sense. All right, so you've got your C chord, D minor, G, the C. All right, it's kind of like an E minor 7 chord there. Then the A7, that works right nicely going to that 3rd, right? B flat there, it could be a B, that would have sounded okay too. All right, so you can make up your own pattern if you want to. All right, let's look at the next one. It's a D minor, and it's D minor 9 in this case. Now, the chords are just basically C, A7, D minor, G7, and I have written in for you guys exactly what's going on in the melody. So I have put in the flat 9s, sharp 9s, sharp 5s, sharp 11s, whatever's going on there, just so that you know and you can see it all kind of happening, all right? So here's our D minor 9 because of the E. All right, we're going to go to the sharp 5 of the G, sharp 9, flat 9. All right, so that's why I didn't call it this chord G7, sharp 5, sharp 9, flat 9. I just went, let's just go with G7 altered, right? It's because it's altered. Okay, then we, all right, there's a C major 11, okay, or 11, sharp 11, C major, sharp 11. Whenever I play major chords and I chuck in the 11th, I will most likely, 99.9% of the time, I'll use the sharp 11, even if it takes us outside of the key. So in this case, we're in the key of C, but I don't want that F. I want that F sharp, okay? All right, here comes the F, but I've written it as an E sharp, all right, if you can see that. I've written that as an E sharp, okay, but that's the note F, okay? So I'll just take this whole bar here. I'll put the notes on my little kind of pretend keyboard going on here. What have we got? G, B, D, F sharp. Looks like a G major 7 chord, of course, all right? It's just the upper notes, the upper notes of a C chord. It's just the continuation, third, third, third. All right, there it is there, right? Okay, there's one more, of course, which is the 13, okay, which kind of looks like a C major 7 with a D chord on top. And you can kind of think of that sometimes with upper structures and things like that. You can kind of play the D chord as a triad or an inversion of the triad, and it kind of sounds cool because your ear hears two chords that you kind of understand. You kind of hear that major 7 chord. Yeah, I get that. Plus a triad kind of chord, major triad or minor triad kind of chord. You go, oh, I get that too. Your ear kind of really understands that. All right, so anyway, go. And then we're going to come down like that, okay? Change. All right, so you might want to think about the fingering. Some of the fingering, I've gone thumb a couple of times. Not the greatest. My classical piano teacher, which I did have, she's an incredible teacher. She would be slaughtering me for that, I'm sure. But anyway, let's keep going in jazz. I think I can get away with it. So here's the D minor. It's just like another. The first time we did D minor, we did that. Second time we did D minor, we did that. Third time we did D minor, we did that. Okay. D minor 11. Coming down the guide tones, and here is an A sharp, which kind of works nicely because the next chord we're going to use is the C, and we're going to use that B, right? That's why I picked the A sharp, okay? So it would lead nicely into the C. Here is the C. A13, here's the sharp 11. I could have called that a flat 5. I went with sharp 11 on this occasion. All right, and there we go. We finish off there on the C. All right, hopefully that's helpful for you. So at jazzpianolessons.online, you can find the notation for that in all 12 keys. I'd encourage you to learn the first, if you can. Absolute. This would be the best. Learn the first one in the key of C, and then once you've played that a few times, you'll know what it sounds like, and then try and transpose it to the other keys without using the notation. But I've got the notation there for you anyway. All right, guys, all the best. I'll see you real soon, and yeah, enjoy your day. Bye.